Welcome to Inside the Speaker Studio. I'm Rich Gibbons, and today we're joined by former McCann Erickson ad executive, growth strategist, and authority on branding, and our pal from the great state of Minnesota, Ryan Estis. Welcome, Ryan.
Thanks, Rich. Good to be here.
You came out of the ad world. How did you pivot from that, and was there a particular moment when you realized, I really want to devote myself to keynote speaking?
I was doing some speaking as part of my job inside the ad agency, and I loved it. And it was great for our business. It was great for the brand. It helped us develop clients, relationships. And those were the days I started to look the most forward to. The Great Recession was very unkind to the advertising industry, but I also say it was my greatest gift because it propelled me to step out on my own. And the initial inception really was to do consulting work, and I was going to speak really to drive the growth of that consulting practice. And so I had a different business, I had partnerships, a whole kind of different construct. And about 5 years ago was when I decided that the speaking was starting to grow and emerge, and I thought it could really be something if I dedicated my effort to it. And so I made my move, and now here I am.
Never 5 years later.
Yeah, never looked back. Best decision I ever made.
You see a lot of speakers when you're out there. I know you collaborate with Seth Madison. Other than Seth, what speakers have you seen recently that you think, wow, that was a good talk?
Couple. I'm a huge fan of Simon Sinek. Love his message. Gary Vaynerchuk's another one. I love Mel Robbins, 5-second rule. She kills it and is terrific. And just a week ago, I was at an event with Patrick Lencioni, and like he always does, home runs, standing out, he's a rock star. So those are some of my favorites.
That's a good list. A somewhat predictable interview question, but if you could have dinner with anyone, they don't have to be living, who would it be and why?
My dad. I lost Dad 5 years ago, and I think like any son who loses a parent, you do anything for one more time. And I think my father was a teacher, and I think he really enjoyed the last 5 years of my life and be real proud of where I am today. So that would be the top of my list for sure.
Absolutely. If you were a boxer, what song would you have for your ring entrance?
Rocky went with Eye of the Tiger. So I just went to a U2 concert, so I'm sure I could choose something from the U2 archives that would get me duly inspired to go out.
Bono would be proud.
He would be. When
you think of the word successful, who's the first person that comes to mind?
My mom. She's one of the happiest people I know. Really lived her life in service of others. She was a second-grade elementary teacher in our hometown, and just a fantastic mom and one of my closest friends. So I really admire her. She's one of my heroes.
That's for you, Mom.
That's for you, Mama.
So you obviously have silos of expertise that are far-reaching. But if you hit the reset button, you could study any new subject you wanted with any expert. So what would you study, and who would you pick?
Mindfulness and spirituality with the Dalai Lama. How about that? And for me, kind of stumbling on to mindfulness and spirituality and wellness as a kind of a body of work and a practice is something that's very recent, but it's really piqued my curiosity. So doing things like practicing yoga or going on retreats myself, I think have really evolved my perspective and helped me grow as a person. And so I really think it would be outside of business and kind of that whole new area.
If you could offer the younger version of yourself one piece of advice, say freshman in college, what would you say to yourself?
Go for it, because it's all going to work out. Just go for it. Like, you have ideas and dreams. Take them off the shelf and let them unfold. Don't be so consumed with whether it's going to work out or not. Failure isn't final. It's just life is iterative, and it's learning. And so as long as you're learning and growing and advancing forward, you're in a good place. And so
relax, trust your instinct.
Relax, trust your instincts. Have fun, go for it, and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I have a feeling you knew that intuitively as a freshman.
Freshman year was a lot of fun. Maybe it was by my senior year I started to get a little too serious, right?
Come back down to earth. What book are you most likely to give out as a gift?
The one I've given out far and away It's an interactive book, and I've given it away a ton in the last couple of years. Called the 5-Minute Journal, and it's a journal. It's 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. It's a gratitude, reflection, and an intention, and it has helped. I talk about it in a lot of my keynotes, but it's helped hundreds of people.
But it focuses on gratitude.
Yeah, it's 3 simple things you're grateful for every morning. So just it could be, I'm grateful for the chance to be in San Diego and spend a little time with Rich. I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful that I get to call my mom and tell her I love her at the airport. Whatever it is, simple things. And then 3 things that would make the day great. So 3 things that you want to be intentional about. Not a list of 57 things, but 3 things, and then a daily affirmation. And then you revisit those in the evening to kind of see how you did. So that's it. It's very simple. It's called the 5-Minute Journal. It's a product, $20, Amazon, or off their website, and that's the one I've given away the most.
But really tightens the focus and focuses on gratitude.
Cultivates gratitude, because when you're in a deep state of gratitude and appreciation, you can't be anxious. You can't be anxious and grateful at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Don't really coexist very well. You can be angry and in a state of deep appreciation and sentiment at the same time. So it is a way to kind of focus on the good things that are around you, the opportunities you have, and show up in the world for others as the best version of who you are.
Well, perfect segue. I think I know the answer. Dogs or cats, and why?
Dogs, because the why?
Yeah.
I'm deathly allergic to cats.
Oh,
so
that's a pretty good reason.
That's the reason. Yeah.
Guilty pleasure television show.
So I just finished binge watching the last season of Silicon Valley. That was really good, and I'm definitely watching Ballers with The Rock. So when the second season of that comes out, I'll tune into that too. Those and I just met him too. Kevin Spacey, House of Cards. Like that's a real good series.
Have you seen? He spoke at the Edinburgh Television Festival, and he talked about the new sort of method of delivery of that you can binge watch, that you don't have to wait around another week to see the next episode.
No advertising, no interruptions, where you want, on your device, anywhere. I mean, so he's a gifted actor. I didn't see him speak, no, but I'm a big fan.
Well, thank you for coming in. This has been Inside the Speaker Studio with Rich Gibbons. Thanks for watching.